Blog Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Sunny D. Hold on. Oh, I got that. Of course it's me. Hello? I'm sorry. I apologize for the echo, guys. But it's your girl Sunny D. Welcome to tonight's show. It is August 28th. We're at the end of the month of August 2019. Wow, August flew by. I swear it did. But we got a great show lined up for y'all tonight. I want to introduce the ladies. So, ladies, take your time and introduce yourselves. I think we're going to go with Christine first.
Hello, I'm Christine. I'm a mother of 5. I've been in a relationship with my husband for 25 years. I've seen it all. I'm so looking forward to having this conversation.
All right, next up we got Mia.
Hi,
Mia on the line.
Mia. 36-year-old school bus driver, mother of 1. I'm just here.
Mia, you got to speak up. You got to speak louder than that, baby.
You guys can't hear me? Oh, my God.
No,
hey, I'm turning my volume up.
Really?
Right?
You guys can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
No, Mia, and I know you loud. Now, you know I know you. I need you not to be acting all Mickey Mouse.
Why y'all can't hear me, because I'm, like, at the highest octave right now. Can you hear me now?
You're fired. Yes. Am I coming in clear? Yes.
Yes.
Keita.
Hi, I'm Keita, a 37-year-old single mom of 4 daughters, ranging from the age of 19 to 5. So, yeah, definitely have some life some life experiences and just getting out of a relationship of 10 years. So, yeah, looking forward to tonight's discussion.
Yes, I'm hoping, Kira, if you're around, you call in so we can get you on. I definitely want you on as well. But you already know me. I'm Sunny. I got 2 kids. One is my son is 6. My daughter is 17, going on getting out my house. It's either her attitude. I keep telling her I love her, but one of them got to go. But, yeah, I want to thank the ladies all for joining us and definitely signing up for this. If you guys don't know, this is Sunny's Roundtable Discussion. The Women Talk Edition, where we're talking about a couple of things. So we got a couple of different topics to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys enjoy the topics. If you feel the need to speak your piece, call in 657-383-1155. If you're on Twitter, at GFT_radio, and if I catch it, I will read it on the air, and the ladies can respond. Before we get all into that, if you guys are listening, you're on blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. If you're on the playback, you're either on iTunes, Google Play Music, where SoundCloud, YouTube, or our website, GFTRadioshow.com. So definitely do that. Copy some merchandise, support this podcast. Go to teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio and copy our merchandise. I guess we're going to be adding some more things to the lineup, but for right now, that's what we got. So go there, purchase. All the money goes towards bettering this podcast for you guys, the listeners, and we appreciate those who have already purchased and are thinking about purchasing. I think I just said a whole lot. So before we jump into the topic, I know maybe 2 weeks ago we started, GFT Radio Crew decided to start highlighting different businesses within our community that do for the community or are doing positive things in the community. So I wanted these ladies to call in, but I'm probably early as hell, so I don't know if they're going to call in. Plus, I reminded them last minute today, so my apologies, ladies. But I want to shout out ABC Production. These are 3 ladies that I'm good friends with, Ash, Nicola, and I call her Banaka, but her name is Bianca. These 3 ladies decided to start an organization that is geared towards lifting up the city of Trenton and doing things positive in Trenton, more so to bring awareness to kids that are in schools with disabilities, whether it's autism or other. They wanted to highlight and help and give back and support these kids with these, dealing with these kids and also their parents that are dealing with the hardship of dealing with IEPs and different things we deal with as parents that have kids with disabilities. So they're all about supporting them, and that touches their heart near and dear. So we want to support them. They have a management company. They put together a show just recently that if you guys follow me everywhere, that's what I've been promoting, and I'm glad that the show was a success. They had some hip-hop legends out there. They had Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. They had my girl Roxanne. They even had Little Vicious. They did the Freaks. So we was in there rocking the great show. They got a couple things lined up coming in their future. So if you see me posting, I'm sharing my peoples because they're doing positive things. So where you can find them is they have a Facebook page called Avenues Beyond Control, LLC. You can find them on Instagram at ABC Productions. And then they have a website, which is abcproductions.org. So definitely check them out, support what they're doing. They're bringing back Trenton and how we know it could be. We've been through a lot in Trenton, and people don't really have events here. They have it out on the outskirts. But we want to bring some of that revenue back to our city, Trenton, and where does it go to? Our community. So they're definitely doing positive things and trying to uplift and show the positive side of Trenton and bring more events here so that we can not have to travel across state lines just to have fun. So definitely support them and what they're doing. So go check them out. All right. So as I said, this is the Sunny takeover of the podcast. This is our roundtable discussion. We got great topics for you tonight. Today we're talking about infidelity, abortion, and then the Me Too movement. If you read the summary, we're going different places with it, not the norm. We're kind of, sort of, but we're touching on a lot of things. But, you know, at GFT Radio, the conversation just flows. So whatever happens, happens. So, again, I'd like to thank the ladies, Christine, Keita, and Mia, and hopefully Carol will be calling in to join in this conversation with me, and let's have this discussion. So, what topic y'all want to tackle first? Because I'm going to let y'all choose.
We should start with
that
the Me Too.
That was a long pause.
Right?
You want to do the Me Too?
The Me Too.
Okay.
And save the best topic for last, the cheating topic, because I know that's what everybody wants to listen to.
Yes, they said, hold on, my podcast mate said when we get to that topic about infidelity, don't just mail bash. But, because
no,
that's what they
never.
Well, women cheat too, so why would they think that?
Women cheat too, and guess what? Men only do what women allow them to do.
Right. Exactly.
Vice versa.
But we're going to get to that towards the end of the show. So that's going to be the hot topic. But, so definitely the Me Too one.
Save it for last.
Yeah. So I want to get to the raising children and teenagers in this Me Too era. You know, with this era, we have to talk to them about this type of situation because a lot of these Me Too movement issues, not necessarily issues, these Me Too conversations have been about stuff that happened in the past or when the kids were like in that late teens, early 20s era, or even as young as like 14. So we have to educate our kids going forward, especially with, I know a lot of us have teenagers and young adults. We have to make sure that they protect themselves from not only being a victim, but also being a predator without realizing it. So I know for us, we have girls. I know Mia has a boy, and so does Christine. So I know, and it's funny because we have a shirt that says protect our boys like we protect our girls. But I think that people don't realize that boys can be a part of this Me Too movement as well. So I want to kind of dive into that and see what you guys think about that. So I'm going to start off with Mia because I know she has a growing boy right now. How do you feel about raising your son in this type of era?
Well, for the most part, if you guys can hear me, you can hear me?
Yep.
Do you guys hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. For the most part, for me, you know, Zach will be 18 in 4 weeks. I have to constantly remind myself that. My biggest thing that I try to tell him is that, you know, once you turn 18, you're no longer looked at as a minor. You are an adult. And what you consider, what you consider normal is not normal to the eyes of the, justice system. So if you have a 16, 15, 16-year-old girl liking you, you have to take precautions with that now being 18 because you're considered an adult. Um, I don't like him dating anyway, and I don't care how old he gets. If nobody, is good enough. But I understand that he will date and he will, like people. So I just try to tell him like to stay afloat, stay on his level. Um, watch everything, friends, uh, girls, watch everything. You have to be on everything because it's so easy to get swept up into a lot of things. I remember him mentioning one time, him and his friends uh, went over to a girl's house. Her mom was out of town or whatever, and they went over there. And I said, "You mean to tell me she invited four of you guys over to her house? Just you guys, just all four of you, and just her?" I said, "No other females went." And I said, "Zacchaeus." And he said this was back when he was about 14, 15. I said, "Zacchaeus, come on. Why would you go to a house with three other guys to one girl's house? You don't." I said, "You got to watch the situations you put yourself in." I said, "Even though you guys are friends, if anything was to happen there, you're putting yourself, you're injecting yourself into that space where you can be a suspect in anything. Like, what if the parents came home and you guys are all in the house, you get caught, and they want to go and call the cops? Now you're inducted in that. When you're looking at it as, oh, we were just chilling with a friend, but on the outside looking in, it's four guys with one guy, female in the house. So you have to watch where you put yourself and place yourself in certain situations. What you consider innocent is not always, that or looked at.
Perceived as innocent, yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the conversations that we've had. He's not he's not too rough on the girls thing because he know how I feel about it. So if there are things going on, I don't, he doesn't tell me about them. I have to find out and dig. But that was like the most worst case scenario that I've been through with him so far. Nothing happened, of course, but it could have. And when he explained that to me, I had to sit him down, and that was where our talk began about just having himself place himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. So that's the only thing that I've encountered with him, and that's the scariest. Like him just putting himself in situations that he deems innocent, and it's not really perceived as that.
Yeah. Keith, I want to hear your thoughts.
This is very, I guess, touchy for me only because I do have 4 daughters. And it's really, I don't know, because my oldest, like, she's in her second year in college. Then I have a junior in high school. But you have their professors and their teachers, that are like 22 and 23. So it's like on the cusp, education-wise, yes, you are grown, but you still have that young mindset. And so you look at the relationships that teachers are developing with their students, it's like I just hound onto my girls constantly. It's almost like a quid pro quo. Someone may approach you and be like, hey, if you do this, I can get you this, or I can do this for you. So it's like I'm constantly harping on them, your body is your body. You are you. Like, can't nobody tell you what to do with yourself, your body. Don't let anyone make you feel like you have to do anything in exchange for anything, and it's just like really rough. Even going to the corner store with the local guys in the neighborhood, my brother stopped my daughters at like 13 from walking to the corner store because, they seen the grown men and those who are quote unquote respected in the neighborhood looking at my kids as they walking by. And so it's like I'm constantly trying to instill in them, like, you have to do what you have to do to protect yourself. Like, don't let anyone, try to coerce you to do anything that you don't want to do or to make you feel some type of way. And if you feel uncomfortable, please don't be afraid to come speak to me. And even if it's not to me, to another trusted adult. Hopefully it'll be me. But just someone, like, don't try to let anyone basically pull anything over your eyes, because it's becoming prevalent, and it's not just with me with having girls, but the same thing with the boys too. Like, I gotta watch with my nephew, so it's really hard in this day and age. like I said, especially in the schools, because you have teachers 22 teaching our kids that's 18, and some think that it's still okay to have a relationship with a student.
Yeah. Christine?
Crazy.
Well,
yeah,
I have a 25-year-old daughter who I think I did a pretty amazing job with her because this new generation, sex is used as entertainment. And what I did with my oldest daughter is I just told her she was beautiful every day. Every day I made sure she knew she was beautiful. And then that way she had a level of respect for herself that she wouldn't go out there and use sex because she respects herself. My sons, how I'm raising them, remember you have a mother and you have sisters. How do you want a man to treat your mother or your sisters? That's how I want you to treat women. I don't, like, if you want to be a player, my sons know. If you want to be a player, be a player. But just be a player that tells these girls, look, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking to have fun until I find a relationship. And if you're looking to have fun, then we can rock. But then I have one son who, he gets into relationships. That's what he wants. And so be in a relationship and be honest within that relationship. My younger son, we're going to continue to keep him in prayer. Because he's 6'3". He's 6'3". He's 13 years old. He's cute as a button. But I tell him, keep it real with these girls. You're not looking for a relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship. You want to have fun. And that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think the problem with our young men is that it's like we're forcing them to we say that you're supposed to be good men and you're supposed to, find one girlfriend and that's all fine and good and you should do that. But if that's not what you want to do, then keep it real and just be an honest person. I want my kids to be honest. That's what I want. Nothing more, nothing less. So I'm raising them to be honest. If you don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in a relationship. But don't be a player. I can't stand a player. Now, as far as my youngest daughter, like I want my daughters to know that they don't need a man for anything. What they need to do is respect themselves, and then men will respect them. And like, all right, am I saying this right?
Take your time.
I'm raising my children to be honest, self-respecting people. And that's what I like. This Me Too movement is very scary. It's very, very scary because I have sons and I have daughters. You touch my daughter and it's over for you. You accuse my son and now my son has to prove his innocence. And it you want to raise. That's why it's so important to just raise our children to be honest.
I hear you. I have. Well, my daughter is 17. I'm sorry. I want to call her 16. She doesn't look like a 17-year-old. I know y'all all see my daughter. She does not look like a 17-year-old. So I'm constantly telling people to get out her face. It's become to the point where I get annoyed and I get pissed off at the same time. For her, I am more concerned only because her father is not a fixture or a consistent fixture in her life. So for her to be without a father, I don't want to say this, but I feel like she's more easily influenced by a man telling her she's beautiful because she doesn't hear that from her own father. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know if she hears that from him, but I know the conversation is kind of limited with those two. So she didn't get that constantly through her life, all 17 years. So, and then I know that she had self-esteem issues because she had eczema really, really bad, even into her teenage years. So I know that for one, that she's self-conscious, and then for her not having that father in her life as a constant, I feel like she is that more. I don't want to say this, but she's that more. I don't want to say influence. What's the word I want to use? I can't think of the word, but that I feel like she's that more of a prime candidate for somebody to be preyed upon. So I constantly want to reassure her that you're beautiful. Don't worry, don't fall for the lines. People say these things and they don't really mean them. You'll know it when they actually mean it, and you'll know it when they say it, and they don't require something as proof. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's for me, for her, it's very frustrating because, like I said, I wish that she didn't look the way she did, but she does. There's nothing I can do about it. But I just want to constantly talk to her about certain things, and we have conversations of I'm very clear on we can't control our kids about having sex and like that. But if that's what you want to do, let's go down to Planned Parenthood or go to the doctor's office and have a real conversation. Like, I don't want to be a grandma early, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to love you less. But if we can prevent certain things, STDs or whatever, I would want you to be protected and be fully aware of what could happen to you, and don't listen to what these guys say, and protect yourself above all else. On the flip side, I have a son. Now, he's only 6, but he's autistic. Autistic people are normally hypersexual. So, got to worry about that. Just these things, not to say that it's going to happen to him, but, I've read different things about being mindful of those types of things, for him to like to be naked all the time. As when he gets to teenage years, you have to rectify that because he can't do that, and he's not 100% aware of everything, so he may not grasp the concept of certain things. So he has to be taught how what's appropriate and what's not. So that's more of a challenge going forward. But we have to instill that as he's a minor. So something as slightly as him getting upset and taking off his clothes, that's something that we need to nip in the bud now versus him getting older and thinking it's okay. Because he has to understand certain things of the world, and it's not the way it is, whether he was autistic or not. I think I would want to instill in him what's appropriate, no means no, those types of things, and be mindful of the actions, because this can come back to you, and then, what do we have to face, what do we have to deal with? Like, I'm going to love you, my son, but I don't want that type of issue for you. So I think it's just having to always have conversations and things like that so we can get to the point where they're understanding it and they're knowing and making better decisions as kids, because we can't always be there to steer them the right way. If we teach them to make better decisions early, they'll make better decisions. And sometimes they got to learn from example, but this is not one of the situations we want them to learn by example. We want to avoid at all costs. So hold on, guys. We got a call. I want to grab them in. I just want to hold on. Caller, you on the line? What's your name?
It's Kira.
Kira's on the line. Hey.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Have you been listening?
I just got on. I'm running away from the 5-year-old.
Lord. All right, so I want to let you gather yourself. We got another caller. I'm going to let them on the line really quickly because I'm assuming I know who this is, but I just want to get them in really quickly. So, Kara, gather yourself together, and then I'll get back to you with the question that we just answered, okay?
All right.
All right, hold on. Caller, you're on the line. Who are we talking to?
You already know who it is. It's your boy.
I'm about to say, I knew that number. Hey, Clint. This is our, for the ladies that don't know, this is my other podcast mate, Clint. The ladies, Kara, Keita, Christine, Mia.
How y'all doing?
Hey, all right.
All right. I just wanted to, I don't want to interrupt. I just wanted to chime in real quick in my little 2 cents. I appreciate all the ladies on the line tonight sharing their stories. I just wanted to comment on something one of the ladies said about when a man is only going to respect you as much. Because I have a daughter. I have 4 sisters. You feel me? And I tell them this all the time because excuse me, I heard that saying a lot growing up too. Told to a lot of women that, or a lot of young girls, that a man's only going to respect you as much as you respect yourself. That's a lie. That's a lie. Coming from a man, I'm telling you, that's a lie. A man's only going to respect you as much as he respects himself. You know what I mean? Whatever. If you go, I'll tell my sister, you respect yourself for yourself. You feel me? And you hold yourself to a certain. You hold a certain standard. You set a certain standard and don't go below that standard for nothing. You feel me? But a man, you feel me? His standard, he's not gonna base his opinion on you off of you. Most men gonna base their opinion off themselves, of how you. Most men selfish. Y'all know this. Y'all know us.
I'm raising my hand. Can I just say something real quick? Because I am about to explode. Okay.
Go ahead.
When I said that a man is only going to respect you as much as you respect yourself, first off, if you, I dealt with a man, right, for a very long time. And as soon as he disrespected me, if I had more respect for myself and left, he can't disrespect me no more.
That's for you, though.
Right.
That's for you.
That's what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
what I'm saying.
Right. We're all different. Every single person is different. But if we as women said, this is my line, do not cross it, because I have respect for myself, then you cross that line, I'm moving on, and you can no longer ever disrespect me ever again. So, therefore, the man will only disrespect you as long as you allow him to.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But that's exactly what I'm saying.
I think this is Mia speaking. I think y'all saying both the same thing. Meaning, like what Clint just said, like if you set boundaries and have boundaries for yourself, he's just saying do that for yourself. Don't do it based on a man respecting you or not, because a man gonna respect you if he respects himself regardless. So, and what Christine is saying is, I'm gonna set my boundaries, and if you can't fall in line with my boundaries and the respect level that I have for myself or the way that I treat myself, then you can get the hell on. You know, and most likely, if you're a man that respects yourself, you're gonna respect her regardless. You know what I mean? So that's what you guys are saying. One and the same. It's both the same thing. And it's really about both parties having respect for themselves. Yeah, it's two different ways of saying it. So basically, Clint, you saying the same thing we're saying. Like we, as women, we have to say that though, because we are so we're preyed upon, which was what we were talking about. We're preyed upon. Men are too, but we're preyed upon. We have to protect ourselves all the time, constantly. Especially, I mean, mostly all women. I can't even say just black women anymore. It's all women. We have to protect ourselves constantly. We have to be cautious. We have to walk around looking over our shoulder. Like, it's not as free as it is for males. You know what I mean? But some males go through that too. But we're just saying that we have to have that stamp of, you know, I'm not going to take no bullshit. We have to have that. Sorry if I'm cursing. But we have to have that.
You're absolutely right. What I was just saying was that's exactly what I tell my sisters and I tell my daughter. You feel me? Exactly what you're saying. Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just remove man from that equation. That's all I'm saying. When you do it, remove the man part from that equation. Because a man, I mean, y'all, men are.
Well, we were talking about dating. That's why.
Yeah, I know.
Were, like, intertwined. We were just talking about being with someone, and if we're going to have, you got to have standards regardless. But when you when you insert another person in your world, you have to have a boundary and standard for that person on how to treat you. You know what I mean? Otherwise, just be single. You know. So it's the same. It's one and the same. I get both points. You know, it's really saying the same thing, but I get it. You know, I get it.
It's just different ways of saying it.
Different ways of saying it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Clint, for calling in.
Bye, Clint. Get out of here.
No, I called. I called. Hey, man, I called. I wanted to start a little trouble. That's all.
Call back when we talking about cheating. We gonna need you for that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No,
I ain't got nothing on that.
Peter, but we need Mal. No, we just need Mal input. We do.
Oh, well, Willie might be calling in too.
I need some.
Willie might be calling in too. I know Willie might call in.
Oh, I got some input on that. I got y'all.
You can call in too.
All right.
Yeah, definitely call.
All right, bye, Clint. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, Clint.
Right. Bye.
Yeah, that's dope. Kira, now we got you on the line.
Yep.
Clint, thanks for calling in and dropping your you're always dropping up and putting in, trying to set something off. That's what Clint does. Clint always just comes in like, fuck it, blah, 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 and then walk out.
Nah, he had to blow up. He had to put some fire up in here. I
yes, he had to. But
I'm exploded. I was like, wait a minute. First off, let me explain something real quick.
Yes, Christine. That's Christine,
yeah,
right?
Christine was on go.
Yes, Christine
She
like,
saw that.
no.
She was like a bully. She saw that red and was
That's
like,
Medea in the group, like, Medea in the group, grab my purse. Let me.
Wait a minute now. That is not what I was saying.
Yes.
You're good. But Kira, I want to get your chime in on this one. Raising your children and teenagers in the Me Too movement era.
Ooh.
Like, what are your thoughts?
The very first is to recognize when you're being preyed upon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most important part because it's so easy to fall in, somebody flirting with you on a job or, superiors. We getting younger and younger these days. So it's a lot of gray area a lot of the time, especially because we deal in sarcasm all day long. You never know when somebody's playing, when they, But my very first thing would be explaining to them what is appropriate, what is inappropriate behavior. And it could be from a man or a woman these days. It doesn't even matter. But once they get past that part, then recognize whether they're a victim of something or if they participated. Because I know, like, at my job, we have these assessments, kind of like training, but, on a drive train or what have you. But a part of the assessment is recognizing whether or not you're offended by what somebody is saying or whether you okay with it. Because that's where the first step lies. Do you feel some type of way they said what they said, or is it all right? And unfortunately, that is subjective. So, yeah, basically letting them know, hey, how to recognize the signs, to whether to recognize that you are participating and how to stop participating if it's making you uncomfortable. And then the last stage is, reporting and being confident enough or secure enough to know, hey, no, this is not something that I like. It's been ongoing. I need to figure out how to stop this and then being able to address it from that point. But knowing that no matter what, whomever that they go to, they need to be able to trust that person. If it's me, because, we're not always around. Just recognizing, identifying somebody who can actually help and not just going to be like, oh, well, you sure that happened or you sure that that's what's going on? Not the naysayers or the haters, but somebody who's actually going to help you facilitate a change. And what that looks like. What is the change? Whether it's removing yourself from the situation, advising the person, hey, this is inappropriate, please don't do that any further. All of these little things. But this movement is serious because it can take many shapes, many forms, and it's coming from all different directions. It's coming from your peers, superiors, people who coming in behind you. So you need to be able to show them how to recognize the signs and show them how not to participate because it's a slippery slope. And, you know, once somebody deems what they said as inappropriate, then honestly the whole accusation goes to hell. Because now they're looking at you, well, how can you say that this person is saying and doing this, but you saying and doing this? So, yeah, just trying to teach them what the signs are, and just how to stay on top of people and setting them boundaries. Once you feel like you're uncomfortable, letting people know you're uncomfortable and not just letting it slide, because we can no longer do that. People, women and men approaching us, and if you're not comfortable with the situation, you need to figure out how to get out of it, period. No more staying and just seeing how it's going to go. That's all I got.
That was good.
Hello.
Hello?
Where everybody at? I was about to say,
Where'd Miss Sunny go?
Oh, they muted.
Yeah.
Oh, hello? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think we definitely have to also bring up, I'm saying it too, but I was in the middle of doing something. Why don't you come up here? Children. I was saying that we have to be mindful of, we talked about this on many a podcast before about protecting our boys. I think we get to that point as parents and always want to protect our girls or see our girls as vulnerable, but we forget that our boys could be preyed upon on as well. So,
and they you know what?
And
I'm
gonna be really honest with y'all. It is more prevalent amongst boys because we're okay with an older woman liking a younger man. I was just on somebody's post the other day, and dude was just like, "Oh, it's some girls my age that like my son," and my very first thought was, "Ew."
Yes, I drive a school bus. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you know, he's a boy. She's a grown woman. Why would she even in playing? Like, we need to stop that.
Yeah, because I think Clint said on one of our podcasts about how when we have, I know they said it with my son, oh, that's my little boyfriend, and we think none of it. And we're allowing this grown person
But if some
to call our child their
say that
boyfriend.
to your daughter, you'd have a heart attack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So we let that go because we don't look at, that's the problem. Society doesn't look at women as being predators.
Right.
Right.
And there are women predators. We see it in many cases.
Please, almost every man that I've known has had sexual relations with a woman.
Not even just predators. You got men that are preying upon other men.
Have y'all ever?
Absolutely.
Have y'all ever talked to any of y'all significant others or anybody you chilled with and asked them, you know, when you lost your virginity or whatever, and
when
they tell you like age 9?
Yup.
Like age 9.
Yeah, I had a
or to a babysitter. Like
a babysitter,
and it's like,
a big cousin.
Yeah,
a big cousin. Yeah.
Wow.
9. I heard 9. The youngest I heard was 9, and I was like so heartbroken for them. Like what?
Right.
And it was like I ain't care. I just thought I thought I was doing something. I was with my older cousins. They had a bus down. They let me run. I'm like, what?
Yep.
And then there's another issue. That's one incident that really happened. Whereas, you know, I've talked to people and they told me they lost their virginity as young as 9. Also, I'm a school bus driver, and one of the grandparents, actually, we exchange numbers because sometimes her grandson goes and sometimes he doesn't. So she likes to keep me informed of when she's taking him to school, so I don't have to come to their particular stop. Well, this one particular day, she texted me and was like, you know, Dante's not coming. I'll take him to school. And then later on in the day, like, you know, work is over with. She's like, my grandson over here talking about you. And I said, huh? I text back, huh? Now, mind you, the texting purposes is only for letting me know when he's coming or not. I don't care that your grandson is talking about me. If he has a crush on me or whatever, he's in elementary school, number one. And, don't text me no junk like that. You know, I understand to some people that's
but you know
cute or whatever. And
You know why we do it is because one, she's trying to flatter you, and she's happy that her grandson is attracted to a woman.
Like women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. But that's where we happy. She's like, oh yeah, and she's actually trying to big up you as to, oh, my grandson is attracted. Like, there's so many emotions going on there. Like, I really don't think she means any harm by it.
Third grade. And I know she probably doesn't see any harm in it. I don't see any harm in it either, but I just like, what? Like, you flatter me when you tell me he's not coming in the morning and I don't have to come there. That's flattering to me enough. Like, you don't have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just say stop. Stop doing that to these kids. Let them be kids. If he likes me, that's cute. Thank you. But let them be kids. You didn't have to tell me that. I'm a grown woman. What, I'm going to like them back? What you going to, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
No, yes, exactly.
I get what you're saying, Christine, but I'm just like, you went that far. Like, you went that far. Like, the school is over with. Like, I didn't pick him up today. You told me he wasn't coming, but you had to text me that. Like, I get it. I get it that it's flattering, and she just wants me to know I'm thought about, and she probably appreciates me as his driver. That's fine. I just think, like, with that, just keep it. Like, I also hate the thing where they call baby sexy. What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, that's not that. We got to stop that.
What?
They're dancing for dollars. They got the babies dancing for dollars. Can we please stop that? Can we please?
Like, and we probably getting off topic, but these are tears. These are tears and layers of
here's the thing.
Getting to the Me Too era. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Right. Because if they're doing
for
it
dollars
in
if their parents, if people that they trust are doing this to them and showcasing them in this light, it's easy for predators to come at them because they're used to it. And that's why I pointed out that fact. Like, if you bigging your grandson up to a grown adult with I have an 18-year-old son. You know what I mean? So you bigging your grandson up to me, or you know what I mean? Like, he's going to be impressionable. Like, oh, it's okay for me to like adults. Well, then you're going to run into that one adult that likes kids. You know what I mean?
That likes kids.
Well, unfortunately, it's not me. But you're going to run into that adult that likes kids, and she's going to return the favor. And then you're ready to sue her. So you got to watch what you do, just like we spoke about earlier. You know what I mean? We got to watch what we do. Everybody has to watch what's done. We have to be examples ourselves. Right. Especially when we're in positions of that, we have to be examples ourselves. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it was flattering, but as a person that's a bus driver, I can't, I had to tell her, like, listen, if you're not going to text me about, because you're not really supposed to have my number, so I went against the grain myself. Like, I put myself in that position. Like, I thought about that later. I'm like, well, damn, I should have never gave her my number, because now here she goes with the side shit. Instead of stuff we said we was going to say, on topic about, here she goes. But, I just dealt with it accordingly, It wasn't bad.
Ladies.
But I nipped it at the butt before it got there.
Ladies, y'all going to make Clint call in. Hold on. He's on the line now. I got to get him on. Hold on. Christine, simmer down. Clint, you on the line.
Nah, let him go off, sis. What are you talking about? I feel everything
because I wanted you to get in.
Nah, because this is a topic near and dear to my heart, right here.
I know. I told him what your conversation was the one time we did the podcast and why we made that shirt.
Yeah, I feel like that's why like you said, that's why we made the shirt. Protect our young boys just like we protect our young girls, because I could tell you from a young man, like a lot of y'all ladies pointed out, like the one lady, young sister pointed out, that we get preyed on just as much, if not more, by older women. It's just that it's not taken as the same. You feel me? It's normalized. You feel me? I always tell the story on here about when I was at my brother's basketball game. He played for Trenton High. And one of his teammates, I guess whoever was in the stand was a relative, whatever, and she was grown. Look at that boy, that sexy boy right there running up and down that court. You feel me? And everybody just started laughing. I looked back, I was disgusted, and I wanted her to see the disgust in my face, and I wanted everybody to see the disgust in my face. Because if that was a grown man saying the same thing about a young lady, relative or not, you feel me? We all would have been talking about whooping on his head. You feel me? And then like when I was younger, you know, my mom, you know how y'all ladies, y'all take your head back to school, not back to school, but take your child to work day or whatever. You feel me? So my mom used to always do that with me. And it'd be different grown women always telling me, oh, your little boy a heartbreaker, he's so handsome, touching me and all this like it was cool, you feel me? To me, I don't know no better as a little boy. You feel me? I don't know no better. All I know is grown women telling me I'm cute.
Right.
Grown women touching me. So how you think I'm a...
No, but see, that's the thing, because we, I guess, as a society, think it's okay. We don't think that it's a traumatizing experience from a child looking at a grown person saying this to them. Like, how do I take this? You know? So we brush it off, not even thinking that child.
People tell me my kids are cute all the time. They're handsome. And they are. But I don't like. Where do we draw the line with a compliment and a sexual event?
Because when it gets too overbearing,
I feel like if they start to mention it maybe once too many times, you know.
Yeah, that's too much. Like I'm sorry. Like I said with the situation with baby, I've seen on my social media where people will comment. Somebody will post a picture of their baby. And they'll be like, look at his little sexy self. What?
Right.
Like what do you mean that's sexy? How do you differentiate that? Like, where you get that from? You look at a baby drooling in a onesie, and you think that's sexy?
This is my
Stop saying that's my little boyfriend.
My girlfriend's son. I'll be like, oh my God. I'll be like, happy birthday, handsome. Or like he's so adorable. He's cute. You know, like I like.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, let me tell y'all from a little boy.
Like Mia said, you got people calling kids sexy.
Yeah, but let me tell you from a little boy.
Sexualizing children. That's
from a little boy perspective. Let me tell you from a little boy perspective. From a little boy perspective, when he's bombarded with that, and then when we still got the same pressure, you know, we still got that same peer pressure. You feel me? We still got that same gender role that a man's supposed to have all these type of women, that all the girls are supposed to like him. You feel me? So when you get a little boy and all grown women telling him that he cute, how you think that little boy going to talk to or going to look at the little girls his age? You feel me? He going to take that same, energy
and turn around
to them. Yeah. I know that. I'm telling you that's what I did, and I had to learn from trial and error.
This is what I'm saying about
have you ever met a man that had no self-esteem? Like, that's a sad sight.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I guarantee you the majority.
You gotta talk that one time so everybody can be heard.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody broke him. Because it's not really men out here with low. Either you're over-sexualized or you're traumatized. Right. So you either got high self-esteem or somebody broke your trust. Yeah.
So, right. So where you have to find a medium where it's like, even with women, like if you my youngest daughter, I think I gotta slow down on the beautifuls with her because her head is blown. So we have to find a medium where we build our men's self-esteem as to let them know that they're respected but not sexualized.
They're valued. Yeah. And that's why I said one thing about having a son, I've learned about just having a son. I've learned how shady and devious women can be just by having a son.
But you know, not just women, it's everybody, it's people, and that's another thing we gotta talk about.
But I just learned a lot about women
and men. It's people.
Really.
People are devious.
Well, can we ask this question?
Somebody got an echo.
All of those men who were hypersexualized and who were taken advantage of as children, we talk about it being such commonplace that we brush it off, but those same men did not enjoy any of it. So it wasn't a good experience at all.
Nope.
You understand what I'm saying? So they are actually traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized. And they take it out on women later on in life because they never dealt with it as a kid or never trusted anyone to help them get through it.
Never was allowed to deal with it.
They was never allowed to.
They were supposed to enjoy it. They were told that they were supposed to enjoy it. They were told that,
but when they didn't, they didn't know how to reconcile that.
They didn't.
Exactly. We don't know how to reconcile it.
They know how to register all that.
They didn't
Hold on,
enjoy
guys.
it, but I tell you what.
We got Willie calling in. Hold on, guys.
Okay.
I'm going to get Willie in. Willie.
What up, dog? It's Willie
I got to call in.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and one, thank the ladies for joining in. Definitely enjoying the conversation. The points being made are definitely good points, great points. And just echoing the same things we've already discussed in terms of the over sexualization of men. I think that's the biggest problem is we have gotten accustomed to over sexualizing young men, young boys, and it's become a norm. And I think Clint, you made the biggest point in that it's a kind of a gender role thing where it's like it's sensationalized, and I think that's where a lot of that energy comes from, of saying that a young man or a young boy should start kind of gathering up this reputation, right, and these women in his face and all this other stuff, right, as early as possible. I remember being like 6 or 7 years old, and my older cousins, already talking about sex to me as a young man, as a young boy rather, that young, and they were just young men themselves. They were only teenagers, and them being kind of trained by older men, in terms of oh, you're gonna treat women this way or treat women that way, some good, some bad, in terms of advice. So I think a lot of it is just kind of societal, and definitely, breaking the societal rules around that is what's going to, start to curb that attitude and hopefully change. Yeah. And hopefully change those actions, like the woman calling the bus driver about a third grader liking her. That's ridiculous. It's inappropriate. It's definitely something that doesn't, benefit either person, as well as it just continues that generational curse of over-sexualizing our young men.
Yeah, I want to see, is Keita still on the line?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so I know we've been talking a whole lot. I haven't heard you, so I wanted to see what your thoughts on what's being said.
No, I thoroughly agree. Actually, I was kind of sitting over here doing a self-examination of myself, because it is true that more often than not, it is, I guess, within our community more appropriate for a woman, an older woman, to, make those type of comments about our young boys. And it's like, I will admit, it's like I've been guilty of doing the same. And it literally is just something like it just flows. It's so naturally, it flows out before you actually have time to process and think about what it is that you're saying. So in this conversation, I'm literally just sitting over here looking internally in myself like, oh my goodness, that's me. But it's like, not that there's anything behind what I'm saying. However, we don't know that that's, what a person's true intentions are when they make those types of comments. So we actually do have to be more mindful of what we say and how it's being perceived to the person we're saying it to.
Right.
Yeah,
like
the one thing too. I was going to say the one thing too is it's not only the intent, because most of the people, I would definitely say most of the, especially the women that say things like that, it's it's just societal norms, right? Is usually nothing malicious behind it, But the problem is, I think, is it perpetuates the societal norms, right? But then not only that, but then it inflicts the pressure on that person or the people around them to keep those things up. So if you hear, women telling a young boy that he's so handsome, then now you have people telling the parents or the guardians like, oh, you should do this with them and you should do that with them because everybody thinks they're so handsome. And then, it becomes this thing, right? And then it's like the pressure. I mean, I've had people tell me, oh, you need to, your son is so handsome. You need to teach him how to talk to women. And you need to, I'm like, that's not his focus right now. His focus is not talking to women. His focus is not getting dates. My son is 13 years old. He doesn't need to know how to talk to women to get dates right now.
Well,
he needs to learn how to finish his geometry.
You need to start talking to him about women. At 13 years old, you need to
No, you're missing the point. What I'm saying is I don't need to teach him how to be a player. That's not his job.
Never that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is people. That's how people act. People are like, oh, man, you gotta talk to him about. I'm like, no, I'm not about to. That's not his what he should be focused on right now. He's not out here to get dates and have sex and all that extra stuff. His focus needs to be on education and getting to be a responsible adult. And I think that what I'm saying is that the focus is too much on sex and dating and all this extra stuff when these kids are babies. They're kids, So, I mean, regardless if he's 13, 11, 9, regardless of his age, he needs to be a child. When he turned 11, I told him about sex. I told him about sexually transmitted diseases, what the purpose of sex is, sexual parts, all that stuff. We went through that. But what I'm saying is that it's inappropriate to groom our young men to be players or to be, ladies' men and all this extra stuff. I mean, I'm giving him some tips and pointers on how to.
If his child how to be a player, he needs to be called. DIFUS needs to be called because you should never teach your child how to be a player. That should never even be a conversation. What I'm saying is that your child is going to grow up. These next 5 years are going to go by like that. And your child has to know how to have a conversation with a woman without being sexual.
Well, no, that's not my point. That's not my point. My point was just basically the over-sexualization. I mean, that's a given, right? We're going to teach them how to deal with people, how to work with people, and eventually he's going to have to learn how to approach a woman. I'm teaching them that by example as well as showing them, hey, you open the door for a woman. Hey, you pull a woman's chair out. When you speak to women, you speak to them with respect.
You should be teaching him at 13. That's stuff he should be learning at 13.
Exactly. Not how to be a player. That's what I'm saying.
That's not how to be a player. That shouldn't even be a conversation. If anything, see, with my kids, with my sons, I'm sorry, being a player, now you can have 50 girlfriends if you want to, but I bet you every last one of them 50 girls better know about each other because they call my phone. I'm telling them everything. I am not raising players. You will not be a player in my home. But you can date whoever you want to date.
I just don't
Can I say something before I buy out?
Bringing these girls to my house. They ain't your girlfriend. I don't want to see her. That's how I'm raising mine.
Can I say something?
And I get that. Yes.
Can I say something before I bow out?
I only meet girlfriends.
Who that, Clint?
One thing, yeah. I just want to go back to somebody got some music or the background in the background, but one thing I wanted to say was going back to when we was talking about the kids is we got to understand context. Sometimes that kids don't understand figure of speech. A lot of kids don't understand context. A lot of kids don't understand you just being nice. They take it as literal. So when we're talking to kids, you know what I mean, some of the things we say or some of the things you may say may be lighthearted, may have nothing, no ill intent, but they don't know. You feel me? Because their mind's not mature enough to know the difference. All they know is, oh, she just told me I'm handsome, or he just told me I was beautiful, or I'm a heartbreaker, whatever, and they're going to roll with that. and they're gonna act accordingly off of that. You feel me? And when you really when you was like societal norms, you feel me? They're just perpetual. The one thing about societal norms is, you feel me? The predators can hide within that. You know, when it's lighthearted, you feel me? And everybody that the predators can hide within that. You feel me? That's why I always say everything not for everybody. You feel me? So if you have an understanding with that person may know that it's lighthearted. You just do it with that person with that person's family. But when it's in a public or in a arena and the kids don't know the difference, you feel me? They can't understand the difference or not taught the difference. You feel me? You got to be careful when you use that type of language, use that type of speech around kids because, man, they so impressionable. You feel me? They don't know what they saying. They just reacting. You feel me? How many times you been in the car listening to the radio, your kid singing a song, you like, what the hell? How you know that song? You know what they saying? They just saying.
I remind my son on a daily basis, we Christian. So yes, I'm tired of that music.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's like we just gotta be careful what we say around our kids and how we act because they all get our cues from us. You know what I mean? Like you said, it goes with the words and it goes with our actions. No matter what we tell them or how they should act accordingly in their relationships, you feel me? They're only going to act from what they see because that's what we did. We're going to learn from our own mistakes and whatever, but we always going to act out what we've seen and what we learned. You feel me? You know what I mean? That's how our relationships going. Most people get their relationships cues from. So if all you seen was negative relationships growing up, until you learn better and do better, that's what you're going to encounter in the beginning. So when it comes to your kids, show them some healthy relationships. You know what I mean? If you can't show them a healthy relationship, don't be in a relationship. You feel me? Because you just going to send something.
That's the truth. That is the very truth.
I 100% agree with that one.
Your children are going to emulate your relationships, and you better believe that.
Yeah, so I
that's
want
why
to
I
let
try to
everybody
teach
know
mine
that
by
we are.
example. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want to let everybody know
God
we're
bless
currently
y'all.
in
I'm
our
out.
after show. All right, bye, Clint.
See y'all on 7
We're
days.
currently in the after show. If you guys want to chime in still, 657-383-1155. We're not going to get to all our topics tonight. We might have to do a part 2 of this at some point. But I want to get to, since we're kind of talking about predators and being kids being preyed upon, I want to talk about abortion and teen pregnancy. You know, with kids getting assaulted or sexually assaulted or raped, how do we deal with that if they become pregnant? Like, what would you do if that was a scenario that you were placed in with your child?
Well, it would be up to it depends on the situation. If my daughter is under the age of 13, abortion is the law. Like we're just gonna be done with this. But if my daughter is over the age of 13 and say she, for whatever reason, she decides she wants to keep it, I'm gonna support her. If my daughter wants to get an abortion, I'm gonna support her in that too. Like, we have to, like, children have to be able to make, when it comes to something like that, I feel as though a 13-year-old child can make a sound decision. And I don't want her to do anything that she's going to regret.
Yeah.
One thing I told my son is, and I constantly instill this in him because he has a couple more weeks under my care, under my guardianship. One thing I constantly reminded him is, your life is not your own until you reach the age of 18. So when you go out here and you make decisions, I'm the one that has to cover it up, or not cover it up, but, cover the end. Cover the order. Whatever you order up out here or dig up out here, I got to cover that order if it's some bad shit, Teen pregnancy, I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's bad. You know what I mean? Because you are welcoming, if you don't have the support, everybody's dynamic is different. If you have the support, it might go a little bit smoother for you. If you don't, it's going to be a rough ride. Me being a
It's gonna be a
teen
whole
mother
rough
myself,
ride.
it's going to be, it's going to be a rough ride. Um, my thing is, when you're under the age of 18, your life is my life. So if I wanted to have more kids, I would have had more kids. So if you go out here and you make a baby, 9 times out of 10, there might be that 1% chance you man up and do what you got to do, but you're still going to need my help. You're going to always need my help because you don't know what you're doing. You still learning how to be an adult yourself. So it becomes my issue. So you got to really think about what you do when you step out these doors and you go make lifelong decisions at too young to handle. And I've always instilled that in him, and I'm rough on him about that. A lot of people are like, ease up, blah, blah, blah. Nah, my mom
Don't you
eased
ease
up, and
up.
that's
You
how I
better not
ended up
ease up
having him
because
at,
you're going to have a grandbaby. You
exactly.
ease up.
And that's what I said. I don't ease up because my mom eased up, and I had him at 18. I just touched
My son was 14 years
birth.
old when he had a baby.
Yeah, that's what I said.
My
and
son was 14 and his girlfriend was 16.
It's real life.
Because we eased
it's
up.
It's a real thing, and your life will be slowed down. It's not a bad thing, but your life will be slowed down. Whereas you could be learning yourself in your 20s, in your late teens, in your early 20s, and all of your 20s, and maybe even your 30s. You could be taking that time to learn yourself, but no, you have to push that to the side because now you have to raise a child. So you guys are growing up together. Me and my son grew up together. I'm still growing, So I tell him, I constantly instill in him all the time, like, your life is not your own until you're considered an adult. And even then, I still gotta help you because if you're gonna go to school, if you're gonna go to school,
and you still living in my house,
right? If you still living in my house, that's my baby. You just went and made a baby for me. You know what I mean? If he go get somebody pregnant, you know what I mean? So I try to instill that in him, like, be conscious of the decisions that you make because if I still gotta foot the bill, it ain't gonna fly. And I'm just thankful that I don't have the girl, but it's still a heavy burden on me because now, if he was to get someone pregnant, you have to show up as a man if that girl decides to keep the baby, and you're still learning how to be one. You understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna be life changing on both ends, So I try to instill in him like before you make those big decisions like that, think about it. You got your whole life ahead of you. You got more than enough time to have kids. Take it easy.
Keita?
Because he's one of the ones that started having sex and it just was like, wow, this is what I was waiting for. Sheesh, And so I'm just like, I'm like, calm down, Little stop, chill.
This topic is very, very touchy. Only because it's like being as a teen mom myself. I had my oldest daughter when I was 17. Yes, it would be your choice. However, I know the off beaten path that you will have to take in order to keep your life on quote unquote semi on track as a teen mom, and I definitely don't want that for my girls. It's like I worked my tail off. I try to instill in you, live your life first before you have to live for someone else.
Right.
That's what you have to do. Go live your life, and then you can start to live for someone else. So it's like even though I am pro-choice, it will always be her choice, but I would definitely encourage my teen daughter to just sit and think about it for a little while. Just sit and think, because being a teen mom, even if you're in your early 20s, it's still hard. You're still trying to figure out who you are as an adult.
Right.
And when you have a whole other person that's totally dependent on you, it's hard.
The thing is if your daughter gets raped, right? And the abortion is more traumatizing than the rape. So now, do you still encourage her to have an abortion because she's already been traumatized?
It's not that I would encourage. It will always be her choice. I will never take that away from her. no, I would never take that away. But I just encourage them to sit and think because, granted, that the rape itself was traumatizing, but now you will have a permanent fixture of that moment.
Reminder.
So it was like I would definitely encourage my child to sit and dig deep. If you can say that you can bring this child in the world and not hold that child accountable for what was done to you, then by all means go ahead. But you can't nobody say that until you live it.
But I
so
would
it's
even
like
offer. I would offer her like, look, if you can't take it and you want me to take I would take the child and I would raise the child as my own, and we don't even have to discuss this any further.
Lord, please forgive me. Oh, Lord, please forgive me for what I'm about to say, but that can't be me.
Yeah,
just like how me said, if I wanted another baby, I would have had one.
You know, like, I can't wait. I'm counting down. Like, my son turned 18 in 4 weeks, yo. I'm cartwheeling down the highway, yo. Like, I swear to God, like, the gap from age 16 to really 14 to 18 is the fucking hell. Like, I don't know what hell is like, but I swear to God, I believe it's between the ages of 16 and 18. I swear it is. I don't know what be happening to them between those ages, but I swear to God, I'm so ready
to
just be on him. Like, I really am.
17 now.
I told them we need vacation and parties for people with kids that turn 18. Like, we really need a celebration because it's like the hardest trial ever. From age like 15 on up, it's like, what is going on? And I'm like, yo, I really apologize to my mom, God rest her soul. I had to get on my knees like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right. They say you get it back. They say you get it back. And I'm like, I apologize, Mom. I apologize. Yes. Lord.
Yeah, I think for me, I think for me, it would be hard to be in that situation. I think I'm more of along the lines with Keita. I would explain to them or my child the severity of the situation. And that's one thing. Are you going to be able to deal with this child and understand that this is a product of something that negatively happened to you? And will you be able to love this child outside of that? If they couldn't, I would understand it. Another possibility would be to carry the baby for the term and then put it out for adoption or something. I said that would be another option.
I can't have my grandbaby
for me,
out there.
I wouldn't
I'm sorry,
be able to.
But no,
but for me, I wouldn't be able to.
My grandbaby got to come with me.
Yeah, but for me, I wouldn't be able to do that because now I'm looking at a child that probably would look like the person that did that to my child. For me, it'll be a constant reminder. So for me, as a grandma, would I be able to love that child in spite of? I think that would be, like, I would love to say, yeah, I would be able to do that. Me personally, I don't think I would be able to.
Well, it's different once the baby gets here.
You would be very, very surprised.
You
would be very surprised.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
It's
different when the baby gets here.
Your child.
And not only that,
like,
I feel on my end.
No, both can't talk at the same time now.
No, I was like, go ahead, Christine.
Oh, no. When I look at my grandson, all I see is me. Now, I know his mom is in there, and I know his Layla's in there, and I know my son is in there, and everybody else is in there, but all I see is me. And I could never, ever have me in the world and not know what's going on with me.
Yeah. And that's
so I would have to take care of my child, my grandchild.
I would probably feel a way, too, about the adoption situation, only because your daughter would be through it's been so many traumatic experience up until that point. And then giving a baby up, actually seeing a baby and giving it up, that's extra. You know what I mean? That's extra on her. She was already, she'll be already preyed upon, raped or whatever, and then got to conceive a child, walking around pregnant with this product of this rape. And then to have to give it up for adoption, which I understand why, because it's a product
I
of rape.
wouldn't want her to do that, but if she chose
you
to
wouldn't
do
want her to do it. Yeah, if she chose to, then yeah, you support it 100%. But I'm just saying the counseling that's going to come with that whole scenario needs to be extensive. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be hard.
Everybody needs to go to counseling, and somebody needs to get locked up.
Even for the smallest shit. But that, oh hell yeah.
Look, somebody needs to get locked up. First, somebody's getting locked up, and then I can forgive everybody. And then everything. I get what you're saying too.
I get what you're saying too, Red, because then raising that baby, they have to know their father at some point, you know. And if he's in jail or whatever, then you're going to go through that. You're going to go through that with the absentee father and stuff like that.
It's children going on out here, don't never see their father, never meet their father. Why does child got to meet his father?
Not saying that they have to, but I'm just saying that's a whole nother story for when the child is being raised. You know, they get curious too, even though there's a lot of people out here, dads ain't shit, still want to know. My dad ain't never been in my life, but I still ache for him around the ages of 14, 13, 15 and on up. You know, after 17, I really got it. Like, he ain't shit. So leave it alone. But, you know, it's a longing, especially for a little girl. You know what I mean? It's a longing. And boys need them too. Boys need them too.
I would be, you know, once the child came to age, I would be very honest with it and tell it what happened. And if that child wanted to see his father, then yes, you go see your father. Because if I see your father, I might kill him. But you can go see your father.
But I want to let y'all know briefly. We got 14 minutes left for the show, or under 14. So we got to get ready to zap it up. We did not get to all the topics, but I promise you guys we will do this again. Because I think this is dope. This has been a dope ass conversation, and I don't want us to get caught up in.
Oh,
we can talk about cheating because we got 13 minutes, but if I know you about to get riled up.
That was going to be lit.
I'm all loose now. I'm ready to go. I'm going to have to
be drunk for that one. Lord help me. I'm going to need a sippy sip. I'm going to need a red cup for that conversation. Jesus. For real.
Look, that's going to be a good one. I think we're going to need a whole hour and 15 minutes for that conversation.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said we got to do a part 2. So what we'll do is I'll reconvene with you ladies. We're not going to end the show now because we're still talking. But we're going to kind of brief talk about a bunch of nonsense, give out your information and stuff like that, and just talk about a bunch of nonsense. Plus, I want to let you and Tita promote your businesses, so I definitely want y'all to be able to do that. But yeah, I feel like we definitely need a part 2, and we're going to get more into teen pregnancy and then abortion within relationships and situationship. And I want to talk about definitely infidelity. So I think we can do another show with that, and we probably add another topic in. Just for fun. But I think we definitely need to do a part 2. I'll get the first day you guys are available so we can all jump back in on the conversation and do this part 2 and make it official. But I want Christine, since we got about under 12 minutes, I want Christine to talk about her businesses and what she's doing, and then Keita, you're right behind her, okay?
Oh, okay. Lord Jesus. Okay, first I'm writing a book. So I don't know. My brother was murdered when I was 9 years old, and my brother was my protector. So when I lost my brother and I met my husband, I kind of got my brother back. And so being that I got my brother back through my husband, I allowed my husband to dog walk me. And so my book is about my relationship with my husband, but not just my relationship with my husband, but why. I'm hoping that women will see that the reason there's a root to all of our problems. And that we have to find that root, and we have to dig that root up, and we have to make our lives better. But also, I'm a breast cancer survivor, so that's in the book. I have 5 kids. That's in the book. I've seen it all. I've done it all. It's a really interesting book. It's called Through Blind Eyes. It's my story, and so that's the first thing that hopefully that my book will be out in January. And then I also have a sauce company that I'm hoping to launch once the book is a bestseller. I'm hoping to launch my it's called So Saucy. I make Alfredo sauce. I make vodka sauce. I made up my own sauce called Maioli. It's a tartar with a kick. So far, everybody loves it. Yes.
Give out the information so they can follow you.
What?
IG? I know you got an IG page.
You can follow me on So Saucy 23, And you can follow me on So Saucy 23 on Instagram, or you can follow me on So Saucy on Facebook. Also, you can follow me at Christine Mayo, So Saucy on Instagram. And thank you, Sunny, for having me on here. I so appreciated this. This was
no
fun.
problem. You coming back
I have a lot
though?
more to say. Oh yes, I will definitely be. As long as you keep inviting me, I'll keep coming back.
Okay.
All right.
Keita?
Okay, so I was just a hobby crafter, but I decided to expand personalized T-shirts, glasses, glitter glasses, stemless glasses, whatever you need, I can do, as well as if you are into bedroom accessories, I am also a pure romance consultant and do that on the side. And you can definitely follow me on Instagram at Keita82. That's Ketta 82 for all of my latest promotions and items that I have available.
Hold on, I'm getting Mia back in. So that was Mia. Mia, are you back? Did I get you, Mia?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so where can they find you at?
I'm Zamia Watson on Facebook. On Twitter, I am ZisMe83. That's ZeeIzmee 83 on Twitter. And I am ZisMe on Instagram.
Yes,
Thank
so
you.
definitely follow these ladies. No problem. Definitely follow these ladies. I'm definitely going to have them back for a part 2. I think the fellas are up next, so I won't interrupt their groove. But if we can get you guys on, if not this week coming, but the following week, I don't know if that's Thanksgiving. So let me look at this. Let me look at the schedule and see if we can get you guys on before Thanksgiving, because I know everybody's probably cooking and living their life and doing what they're doing. But definitely follow these ladies. I definitely am very happy to get the ladies on the show. I definitely wanted Christine because she hit me up at first and was like, I want to be on your show, and I definitely wanted her on because, everybody has their own different opinions about things, and me and Christine met through church, and she's been 100% authentic since I've met her. So, and she's been unapologetically herself. So I definitely wanted her on.
I don't know
problem.
If you saw my Facebook post just a minute ago. The Lord spoke to me and He said, act as if everyone is watching but don't care. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand what He was talking about, but now I understand what He's talking about. Now, just be you, Christine. Be who you are. You did what you did. It was what it was. Be who you are, and let them know that there is redemption and there is grace, and the Lord still loves you, and He's still blessing you, and you, just be you. And the fact that you just said it is confirmation. I have to be my authentic self.
Exactly. I am that every day, all day. Cheesesteak. I don't know. But Keita, of course, I had to get my homegirl on. She comes through with the. Keita invite herself to any event I have, and I love it. I don't invite her, but if I don't, Keita's like, I'm coming. I don't need an invite. I'm showing up. But Keita's a dope person. I love her to death. She does her business, and I respect that. I mean, us moms, we got to do what we got to do. And Keita's been the same person I met. I don't even know when the hell I met you, but you've been the same person up until current. So I respect the hell out of that. And, Mia, that's my girl, Miss MIA. I like to call her MIA because Mia is missing that. She is a true Aquarian female. I love the hell out of this girl. Mia will go up missing. We won't see Mia for months. And I can call Mia. Mia be on the phone for about 2 hours talking about a bunch of nothing and laughing the entire time. Yep. That's just how we roll. She was my neighbor, my schoolmate, my homegirl. She's just, I just know who Mia is, and I don't care. And Mia is, like I said with Christine, authentically herself, does not care, and just very in your face. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be, and that's just me. So I respect the hell out of that. So even though Mia will come up missing and we won't see her for 30 days, she'll pop out and we'll oh, you're still alive, okay. But because of the person that she is, that's why I wanted her on here, because she is definitely an opinionated, and she's like me to an extent, but Mia has her own she's like me to an extent because I have my own thought process, but Mia just takes you somewhere else with it, and you be like, okay, I ain't even mad at that. I ain't even mad at that.
You gotta have another.
And that's why I wanted her on
I
here.
just always felt that. I feel like that's how we grow as a people, with other people's perspective. Like it might be a window I ain't looking out of that you done looked out of already. That's how I feel. You can tell me something.
But that's why I wanted these ladies on. Oh, and Kira, I can't forget her. Kira had to go. You know, babies, people, we got children. Stuff happens. You gotta take care of them. So Kira, thank you for joining the show. I met her through my sister. Her and my sister share the same kid's father. I don't believe that's a loosely term, but I met her through her, and Kira's been a dope ass person, and I just like the way, like, if you follow her on Facebook, her posts are amazing. Like, they're amazingly accurate. Like, she just puts it out there and talks about stuff that's going on in life, and sometimes we forget that we need to vent. Hello?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh. But that's pretty much why I wanted these ladies to join the show. It was other ladies that wanted to join on with us, and they were unable to. But
leave the door open.
The next one we have, we will definitely add them in and try to get them in. But we're gonna do the same ladies we had this time, if we can get everybody back on to do the part 2, and then the next month having Sunny's Roundtable, we'll add some new ladies on with some of our, hopefully our returning people will come back on and join as well. Thank you, Willie and Clint, for calling in. Y'all know where y'all can reach me. I am Sunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. If you follow me on Facebook, you already know what it is. I'm not going to put my government out there because there's people out there that I may or may not have warrants. So I'm not about to do that. But if you follow me, you already know what my name is. So check out our Facebook page, gftradioshow.com. Check out our website, gftradioshow.com. Did I say that already? Our Facebook page is GFT Radio Show. Dummy. I don't know. I said it last week, the same thing too. But again, ladies, any last words?
Thank you so much. Again, I truly enjoyed this, and I look forward. I'm available. Mondays are very good for me. So whenever, just let me know. Just hit me up and just let me know what date, and I will make myself available.
Kia?
Same. I definitely enjoyed the conversation. Like I said, there was a lot of thought-provoking on both topics thus far, and definitely looking forward to more conversation with you ladies.
Now, let me see if Mia
Can I
picking
just
up.
have one suggestion? Just one suggestion.
Yes.
How about if the men call in the next time, they get 2 minutes to say their piece, and then that's it.
I don't know about that because they're very vocal. I can talk them into that, but they watch.
But then you should have a men speak, because it's really a ladies speak.
We do. So the guys are supposed to have one next week, but I do want to do a Battle of the Sexes show.
Oh, Lord.
And that's going to be interesting because that's going to be fun.
That would be fun.
Oh,
that would be fun.
It's
but I
two
need
guys, so I figure two guys and two females.
I need somebody here controlling the mute button on my side.
You said me?
I need someone other than me controlling the mute button on my side.
Oh, what? No, I've been trying to mute people all day. I'm trying to figure out where the noise is coming from. Hold on, let me see if Mia back on the line. We got 2 minutes. She was picking somebody up, though. All on the podcast. She's fired.
Who, me? I heard everything.
Yeah, but you was picking somebody up because I'm be outside. Like, you realize you live, right?
Yeah, because
I can't.
I didn't know
you can't be hood Ubering.
You
can't be hood Ubering during the podcast. You're
how
fired.
was she able to call me while I'm on the phone with y'all? How does that work?
I don't know, but y'all heard it, right?
I was not able to answer. I kept hanging up, and they kept calling back, so I answered. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm just gonna fuss you out. I'm just gonna fuss you out. But again, ladies, thank you for joining me. We're about to wrap this show. Y'all know where catch a playback on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and YouTube. And tell us what y'all think about the show. We're gonna post it on the website. Hopefully, I'll be able to post things by Wednesday. So we want your feedback and see what you guys think of the show tonight. So don't be scared. Listen and tell us what you think. Part 2 is coming soon. Bye.
Y'all have a great night. Bye.
Bye. You guys have a great week.
You too.
All right. Bye, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.